Hey there guys, I'm going to do a video that I really don't want to do. This is a video about this Drivesavers stuff. Linus from Linus Tech Tips has been fantastic. He made a sponsored video from Drivesavers. During that video, he attributed them making a claim that they discovered a tweak that really we discovered.
Drivesavers figured out that there was a physical fix by shorting the speaker IC that would somehow bypass whatever that logical problem was.
And that's the point that's in contention. And Linus asked me, what evidence do I have to suggest that they're making this up? So that's what I'm gonna address today. So first of all, I'd like for you guys to know that despite what Drivesavers claims in the video, they don't do CPU rework in-house. They have contracted with a third party who doesn't even live in the United States and does not work in California. A guy from the UK, they fly in to do those difficult cases that need CPU swap. This guy, after doing the cases for Drivesavers, flying back home to the UK, it was this guy that we have a screenshot here showing where he, a Drivesavers contractor, was asking Raj Paul for the solution. What is this missing piece of information that would allow people to recover data from an iPhone that was stuck on the Apple logo after updating to iOS 13 back in about a year ago? And Raj Paul was willing to say, hey, I will sell you that information for the cost of one Drivesavers data recovery, which is $2,000. Remember, I'm making this video because Drivesavers is charging $2,000 for any data recovery for an iPhone, even if it just needs a screen replacement. And they're getting a lot of their information from what's freely shared within the community. And that's what happened here, right? Instead of actually doing that deal, the third party suggested paying Raj Paul, but then somebody else said, hey, you know what? Let's just share this for free. So the microsoldering community shared for free within its own community. Did you know that you can simply remove the speaker amp chip? Now I want to be clear about that. This is the original basic solution. Removing, desoldering the speaker amp chip would make those phones boot again. Now why is that a big deal? Well, because it was really challenging to remove that speaker amp chip unless you were set up to do microsoldering all the time. Surely Drivesavers was set up to do microsoldering and would not have a problem removing that chip. However, people that don't do a lot of microsoldering might find that really difficult. So one thing that I did after I heard about this solution was to look for an easier way. Now, my motivation to look for an easier way was because two reasons. One, I didn't want to see a bunch of phones coming to me where people had destroyed the CPU trying to get off that chip. It's really challenging. Could there be an easier way to do it? And number two, because I thought it would be cool. I thought it would be really fun. Wouldn't it be creative and quirky and neat? It would be cool if you could find a way to disable the chip without actually removing it from the board. So Drivesavers found out about removing the speaker amp chip, undoubtedly through their third-party contact, and if not, through just the community in general, because that quickly became common knowledge within a few days of its discovery. I'm sure that Drivesavers was then busy minting $2,000 bills from that information. What I did was take it to the next level, to sit down and put time into figuring out how could we do this even easier. And I came up with the solution that's in contention. This non-invasive way to simply disable the chip by taking a line called speaker amp reset and tying that line to ground just temporarily to allow the phone to boot up as if the speaker amp wasn't there, recover the data, then simply disconnect it from ground, restore it, and then it can be a phone again. Well, Drivesavers is not, they're not in the business of repair. They don't fix phones. So why would they care about a solution that makes it easier to repair the phone? I don't know. So I feel strongly that it's incredibly unlikely that Drivesavers, instead of using the speaker amp removal solution, that they also, like me, went on a path to try and find an easier way, and that they chose the exact same line that I show in my video on how to do this, that I published 1 week after the whole world realized that these phones were recoverable at all. Now, in Linus's video, he does go and ask Drivesavers, hey, you know, Jessica says she found this clever little disable tweak. You know, what do you have to say about that? And they claim, oh yeah, we already knew.
They say, quote, we do not share solutions and timeframes when we make advancements in data recovery, so for her to refute our claims has no basis.
And I bet they already knew about disabling, about removing the chip. They probably already knew about removing the chip. They were willing to pay for that information. So I just don't think it's credible at all that they also were interested in this non-invasive tweak, which is the point that they chose to tell Linus, hey, this is one of the creative ways that we recover data from iPhones. They chose my tweak, this clever non-invasive solution, as the one to feature. And that's what I object to. Now, I can understand that maybe you're not convinced, so I want you to know that Drivesavers has a history of this kind of misleading stuff. And to that, let's just go back in the time machine and say, whatever happened to Drivesavers' claim about their civilian passcode unlocking service? So you might remember that Drivesavers claimed that they could unlock phones for civilians, but what they were really doing all along was reselling some other third-party service. They never were able to do this in-house. And when that third party got wind of Drivesavers advertising it, that was in breach of their agreement. The third party dropped Drivesavers. And ever since then, the Drivesavers website says, this is temporarily disabled, and they're no longer offering that. That's one example. And there's a few others, including the time that I sent a phone myself personally back in dining room days when I, too, believed in the perceived expertise that Drivesavers sells. I thought they could do magic. I thought they could read the data off the NAND. I thought they could decrypt it. I thought they were really magicians. I sent them a phone from a celebrity that I really wanted to recover. And guess what happened? They sent it back in worse shape than I sent it. And they couldn't recover the data. Nobody can. So Drivesavers, they're magicians, all right. They're magicians in selling perceived expertise, in my opinion, for $2,000 a pop on the backs of the people that are actually in the trenches coming up with these solutions. And Linus, I really appreciate that you're definitely trying to do the right thing. Maybe you're not convinced, and I'm totally okay with that, but I really feel like it's something I got to speak up about, because it's just not cool for independent repair to share things so freely with each other, and then to have somebody charging 10 times more than anyone else in the entire industry on the backs of our work. It's just not cool. All right, thanks for listening, and that's all I got on this one.